was 16 when he came into our lives. He was my mom's new husband. I didn't think much of it at first. He wasn't the kind of guy who drew attention. He was just there, in the background, like someone who was supposed to be in the family. I didn't have to like him, but I didn't think it would be a problem. I didn't expect what happened. When it started, I didn't know how to label it. He was always around more, being the stepdad, trying to be a part of everything. He'd say things to me that made me uncomfortable, but they were subtle. It didn't feel like anything big at first. I didn't know what to do with it, so I didn't say anything. I tried to ignore it. But then things changed. I realized it wasn't just awkward comments anymore. I realized what was happening, and I couldn't deny it. When I finally understood what had been going on, I was in a panic. I didn't know what to do. I thought about telling my mom, but I couldn't imagine how she would react. I didn't know if she'd believe me. So, I told her. I thought she'd be angry. I thought she'd protect me. I thought she would stand up for me. But instead, she didn't. She didn't believe me. She didn't even look shocked. She just asked me if I was sure. She asked me if I was mistaken. And then she said, "It can't be true. You must have misunderstood him." It was like everything in the world shifted. She didn't believe me. She defended him. She said I was overreacting. She said that he would never do something like that. It didn't make sense. I didn't know how to process it. The person who was supposed to protect me, the person I trusted the most, didn't believe me. She chose him over me. I didn't know where to go from there. She wasn't on my side. She was defending him. I couldn't tell anyone else. Who would believe me if my own mom wouldn't? Do you think a mother should always believe her child, even when the truth is hard to accept? It wasn't just about the disbelief anymore. It wasn't just the fact that she wouldn't believe me. It was the way she acted once she sided with him. I could see it in her eyes. She wasn't just dismissing me, she was discrediting me. She'd look at me like I was a problem she needed to manage, like I was the one causing all the trouble. The house felt different after that conversation. It wasn't just his presence anymore. Now, it was her too. Her taking his side, her defending him, her looking at me like I was the one who had done something wrong. Every time I tried to talk to her, to make her see what was happening, she would tell me it was nothing, that I was imagining it. The worst part? She didn't even ask me what I needed. She didn't want to know. She just wanted me to shut up and stop causing problems. I wasn't the daughter she needed me to be. I wasn't the daughter she could defend. I wasn't even someone she could look at without guilt. I tried to go on with things, to pretend it wasn't happening. But it was always there, in the background. The house became a place I couldn't stand being. He was always there, watching, waiting. I tried to avoid him. I tried to stay out of his way, but he knew exactly how to make me feel small, how to make me feel like I didn't belong. And the more I pulled away, the more he pushed. There were days when I'd sit in my room, staring at the walls, wondering how it came to this. How had she gone from being the one who protected me to the one who sided with him? How could she not see what was happening? How could she be so blind? I started looking for answers outside of the house, looking for someone, anyone who might believe me. I didn't know where to go, but I couldn't stay silent anymore. The more I looked for help, the more I realized how alone I was. I didn't have anyone to turn to. No one knew what was going on behind closed doors. I felt like I was trapped in my own life, unable to escape. Every time I tried to talk to someone, the response was always the same. "You must be mistaken. Maybe you misunderstood him." They didn't believe me either. They didn't see what I was seeing. And my mother, she just kept defending him. She kept saying I was the one who was wrong. The weight of it all began to suffocate me. The lies, the silence, the isolation. It was like I was disappearing, like no one was ever going to acknowledge what had happened. I felt invisible, but then something in me snapped. Have you ever been in a situation where you were so alone, even the people closest to you didn't believe you? How do you find the strength to keep going when no one's on your side? I spent weeks walking around in a fog. I couldn't focus. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. It wasn't just the pain from the betrayal, it was the helplessness. It was the crushing weight of realizing that no one was going to help me. No one believed me. And even worse, I had to live in a house where the man who hurt me was treated like a hero, while I was dismissed as a liar. My mother, the person who was supposed to protect me, was the one defending him. But one day, something inside me changed. I couldn't take it anymore. I was done being quiet, done being the victim. I knew I couldn't just wait for someone to come to me. No one was going to show up. No one was going to make this right. I had to take control. I started by telling a friend. A simple phone call, nothing fancy. I didn't know what I expected, but when I heard her voice on the other end, something inside me shifted. She didn't tell me I was wrong. She didn't brush me off. She just listened. And then she told me she'd help. That was all I needed. I didn't go into details. Not at first. I didn't have to. Just knowing someone else knew made it real. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't imagining things. For the first time, someone acknowledged what I had been through. It wasn't much, but it was enough to ignite something in me. Over the next few days, I started looking into what I could do. I didn't know much about social services, about where to go for help, but I figured it out. I reached out to a few local organizations. I spoke to someone at a women's shelter who helped me make a plan. For the first time, I wasn't just a victim, I was taking action. But that didn't mean it was easy. It wasn't like everything suddenly got better. My mother didn't magically change. She didn't suddenly believe me or apologize. She still defended him, still looked at me like I was the one in the wrong. And that was the hardest part. Realizing that no matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to take control, my own mother was never going to be on my side. She was always going to side with him, no matter what he did. That was something I would have to accept, even if it hurt. But I wasn't going to stay quiet anymore. I wasn't going to let him win. I wasn't going to let my mother's silence destroy me. So I kept moving forward. I made a plan. I talked to people who could help me. I started getting ready to leave. It wasn't easy. It was terrifying, but it was the only choice I had left. And just like that, I was taking my first steps toward getting out. But the fight wasn't over. There was still a long road ahead. Do you think a mother should always support her child, even when the truth is hard to accept? What would you have done in my place? How would you react if your mother defended the one responsible for such a situation?